Have you ever felt like a stranger in your own skin, or an outcast in a world that refuses to see beyond the immediate? Do you possess an inner world so vivid, so rich with possibilities, that the mundane reality often feels like a dull echo? If so, you might be a type of human known as an intuitive introvert. This profound gift often comes with a hidden burden, a unique suffering that few can comprehend. Here's the truth: the very qualities that make you feel isolated, your deep introspection, your visionary insights, your sensitivity to the unseen realms, are not weaknesses to be overcome, but rather the keys to unlocking an extraordinary power, a power essential for guiding humanity through its deepest fogs. This video will explore the profound suffering and immense power of the intuitive introvert, guided by the timeless wisdom of Carl Jung, revealing how your personality is not a curse, but a unique feature of your very essence. Carl Jung, the pioneering Swiss psychiatrist and psychoanalyst whose profound work on psychological types laid the foundation for understanding the intricate dance between our conscious and unconscious minds. Through Jung's system of typology, he illuminated the archetypal forces that shape our personalities, offering a language to describe the often unexplained or ignored experiences of the human psyche. His insights into introversion and intuition, particularly the concept of introverted intuition, provide a powerful lens through which to understand the unique struggles and extraordinary potential of these individuals. By the end of this video, you will not only gain a deeper understanding of the intuitive introvert's inner world, but you will also discover how their perceived vulnerabilities are, in fact, their greatest strengths. You will learn to recognize the profound value of their unique perspective and how, by embracing their authentic selves, they can transform both their own lives and the world around them. According to Carl Jung, the individual falls into two attitude types, introverts and extroverts, which I'm sure you've heard of before. In short, introverts are seen as more inward-focused and reserved, while extroverts are seen as more externally focused and socially inviting. Going deeper, we see that both attitude types are comprised of various psychological functions, and among them, intuition stands as a profound mode of perception, how we understand and interact with reality. Specifically, Jung describes introverted intuition as a perception directed towards the inner object, deeply attuned to the unconscious parts of ourselves, of dreams, imagination, and possibilities. They possess a profound internal sensing of possibilities, underlying meanings, and future potential, focusing on what could be rather than merely what is. To illustrate this, imagine a deep-sea diver descending beneath the surface waves of everyday chatter into a silent ocean where strange, glowing creatures, archetypal images, and profound insights swim. This is the realm of the introverted intuitive. While their intuition may be stimulated by external objects, it doesn't concern itself with those objects themselves, but with what those external objects have released within them. This means the intuitive introvert's perception deals in internal meaning rather than external meaning. They are less concerned with the immediate, tangible reality, and more with the symbolic, the archetypal, and the unseen currents that shape existence. This natural inclination towards the internal world allows them to grasp larger concepts, to see the bigger picture that often eludes others. Another example could be a lighthouse on a foggy cliff. While most people navigate by the limited beam of their headlights, the intuitive introvert is stationed high above, scanning vast distances. They can foresee approaching ships and storms, sensing dangers and opportunities long before they become apparent to those on the ground. This could be recognized as a sort of prophetic foresight. which is why, throughout history, individuals with dominant introverted intuition were often known as prophets, seers, sages, and scryers. Intuitive introverts are the ones who can tap into the unconscious archetypes, allowing them to foresee new possibilities and understand the world on a deeper, more symbolic level. Jung himself noted, introverted intuition often produces a peculiar type of man, the mystical dreamer and seer on the one hand, the artist and the crank, an unusual person, on the other. As we will see later, being able to operate in the unseen, imaginative realm that others can't always understand brings with it a great deal of pain and suffering. If you've experienced this type of pain before, share in the comments below how you've overcome it. Your journey and insights can help others feel like they're not alone in their struggles. In essence, the intuitive introvert is a visionary, a symbol maker, whose inner eye perceives the hidden patterns and future trajectories of reality, even if they don't always understand such things themselves. Their gift is to bring forth what is yet to be, to illuminate the unseen, and to guide us through the fogs of uncertainty. However, this profound connection to the inner world often comes at a cost, as we will explore in the next concept. Jung posited that for every dominant function, there is an inferior, often repressed function that forms part of the individual's shadow. For the introverted intuitive, this repressed function is extroverted sensation. While introverted intuition focuses on the inner world and possibilities, extroverted sensation is concerned with experiencing the world and reality through the five senses. This creates a profound tension within the intuitive introvert. Their natural inclination is to gaze into the unconscious realm, to perceive things nobody else can see, often leading to a neglect of the physical, tangible world around them. Jung states, intuitive types do not perceive by their eyes or by their ears, they perceive by intuition. This can manifest as a lack of awareness of their own bodily existence or its effect on others, making them appear harsh or repelling without intending to be. They might also be so engrossed in their inner visions that they literally stumble over obstacles in their path or miss small details in their environment, while simultaneously sensing a distant danger that others are oblivious to. In modern terms, they have an intuitive spider sense, but can be a bit oblivious to what is right in front of them. The allure of intuition can be so strong that it prevents the development of other necessary functions, leading to an infatuation with fantasy and imagination. Ideas and premonitions may arrive seamlessly, but without the grounding of logic or practical application, they can remain unfulfilled. This is where the intuitive introvert's core problem lies, and paradoxically, also the key to their greatest potential, the need to balance their ethereal insights with practical implementation. In other words, they need to learn to be practical and take action on their ideas. An intuitive introvert that suppresses their shadow risks building an extraordinary dependence on sense impressions, as well as a reliance on instinctual behavior and a lack of moderation. They may also develop compulsive sensations and ties to particular objects or people. Many intuitive introverts struggle with addiction, social anxiety due to communication difficulties, or simply withdraw into their own world, unable to bridge the gap between their rich inner life and the demands of external reality. The repression of extroverted sensation is the intuitive introvert's Achilles heel, leading to struggles with grounding their profound insights in the tangible world and trusting their own intuition, even going as far as to ignore it completely. The other reality for intuitive introverts is that they struggle to communicate their intuition and ideas, which often results in misunderstanding and isolation. This brings us to our next concept, the suffering and isolation inherent in the life of an intuitive introvert. The unique makeup of the intuitive introvert, particularly their profound connection to the unconscious and their visionary capabilities, often leads to a life marked by misunderstanding and isolation. As Jung noted, if the introverted intuitive were to speak of what they truly perceive, practically no one would understand him. Many intuitive introverts feel like perpetual strangers and outcasts, no matter where they go. Their inner world is so rich with symbolic meaning and future possibilities that the mundane realities and conventional thinking of others can feel stifling, even suffocating. They receive these profound ideas and premonitions, these hunches that are often oddly accurate. But they struggle to tie them into their surrounding environment or to articulate them in a way that others can grasp. This can breed self-doubt and anxiety, as their insights are often met with skepticism or outright dismissal. They learn to keep their deepest visions to themselves, recognizing that sharing them can be a disadvantage, leading to further misunderstanding and a sense of being perpetually underestimated. This struggle with communication and the inherent personality style of an introvert often leads to a harsh, repelling manner, though they are completely unaware of it and have no such intention. It is as if fate presents them with overwhelming external difficulties, which have a strong, sobering effect on those intoxicated by their inner vision. In extreme cases, this can lead to total reclusion, as the intuitive introvert retreats further into their inner sanctuary, finding solace in the world of ideas where they are truly understood. In short, they receive no positive feedback from the world, so they stop trying. Consider the plight of the ancient mystics, prophets and shamans, archetypes of the intuitive introvert. They were often revered for their foresight, yet simultaneously ostracized for their unconventional perceptions. Their lives taught more than their words, demonstrating that reality extends beyond what can be seen and grasped by the senses. They are the educators and promoters of culture, guiding humanity through their ability to tap into the ether realms. Yet, this very gift, this profound intuition, is both their greatest power and their deepest source of suffering. They carry the burden of having vision in a world that often prefers to remain blind. To hold that burden, they must cultivate strength and confidence within their intuition, to hold steadfast even when the world thinks you are simply a quack. The suffering of the intuitive introvert stems from the profound chasm between their rich inner world and the external reality that often fails to comprehend it. Their isolation is not merely a preference for solitude, but a consequence of being a visionary in a world that struggles to see beyond its own immediate horizon. Yet it is precisely this unique perspective, forged in the crucible of misunderstanding, that holds the key to their transformative power, to help themselves and the collective, lest we all continue spinning in a prison of our creation. But how does this profound understanding of the intuitive introvert, rooted in Jungian psychology, apply to our modern lives? How can those who identify with this unique psychological type, or those who seek to understand them, bridge the gap between visionary insight and tangible reality? For the intuitive introvert, the central psychological task is to ground their rich inner world in practical action, to balance the allure of intuition with the necessity of conscious engagement with the external world. Here are some practical steps and reflective prompts to consider in your healing journey. Sensory grounding routine. Before engaging in creative work or deep introspection, practice the following 3-minute 5-4-3-2-1 exercise. Identify 5 things you see, 4 things you hear, 3 things you feel, 2 things you smell, and 1 thing you taste. This simple practice helps to balance the inferior extroverted sensation, preventing the compulsive outbursts or extreme withdrawal that Jung described. It brings you back to the present moment, anchoring your consciousness in the physical world. Learn to balance intuition with action. The greatest challenge and opportunity for the intuitive introvert lies in learning how to translate their intuitive ideas and premonitions into concrete plans of action. This involves cultivating self-discipline and creating more structure and consistency in their lives. Ask yourself, how can I take one small, tangible step today to bring one of my visionary ideas into reality? This could be as simple as writing down a detailed plan, seeking feedback from a trusted friend, or setting a deadline for a creative project. Small steps each day are enough to build momentum. Remove addictive and escapist habits. The intuitive introvert tends to have an over-association with the unconscious and hidden realm, such as imagination, fantasy, dreams, and ideas. Therefore, it is important that you create balance in your life between the imaginative parts of life and the practical, grounded parts of life by removing addictive and escapist habits that pull you from reality too much. Consider what habits are making you ignore reality or preventing practical action and growth, and start a 30-day habit of reducing or removing these from your life. Cultivate self-confidence and self-love. Intuitive introverts struggle with trusting themselves and those around them at times because of the pain they have gone through. Therefore, they can benefit from building unwavering self-confidence so that they can remain the driver of their destiny even when the external world may brush them off or not understand. Set a daily habit of affirmations or shadow integration to begin shifting how you see yourself and the world around you. Small steps move you forward. 0 steps keep you in the same place. Make your choice, my friend. Lastly, if this resonates with you, share in the comments below one way you plan to ground your intuitive insights in practical action, or any other tips you found helpful in your journey. Action begins by proclaiming your decision to grow and improve. In the end, we've journeyed into the profound world of the intuitive introvert, guided by the illuminating insights of Carl Jung. We've seen that their deep introspection and visionary insights, while often leading to misunderstanding and isolation, are not weaknesses, but rather the very wellspring of their extraordinary power. We've explored how their unique ability to perceive the unseen, to tap into the collective unconscious, positions them as vital guides and cultural innovators. And we've recognized the crucial task of balancing their rich inner world with the demands of external reality, transforming their suffering into a source of strength and their visions into tangible contributions. Perhaps, when we embrace the full spectrum of our inner landscape and courageously bridge the chasm between the seen and the unseen, we finally become the architects of a future that only the intuitive can truly envision. Here's the truth, my friend. We are all different and have unique ways of perceiving the world. Our greatest strength is found when we are tested by the world and make the conscious decision to get back up even amongst the flames and fallout. Though you might feel beaten, broken, cast aside, and misunderstood, the inner flame you hold can never be extinguished, only stifled. So, I ask you, will you continue to let the world's weight pin you down? Or will you, in this moment, decide to trust in your unique intuition? Be the success story, my friend. Thank you for joining me on this deep dive into the human psyche. If this exploration resonated with your own experiences or sparked new insights, consider leaving a comment below and subscribing for more mental explorations. Until next time.